Conversations with Nicole. Cole. Conversations with Nicole. Let's talk about it. Tell me all about it. I'm here. I wanna know what's on your mind. Ooh, the world needs to hear from you, and I'm so glad to have a conversation to reach the nation. And it's all about you. We'll help each other to discover innovative ways to positively change the world. Let's talk about, let's talk about, yeah. Let's talk about conversations with Nicole.
Greetings, welcome to Conversations with Nicole. I am Nicole Everett, your host, and today my very special guest is the Director of Sales at Hotel Indigo, but also just an all-around great dude, Mr. Jay Green. Thank you for being here, Jay.
The queen of conversation.
Oh my gosh.
Nicole, it's my honor to be here. Thank you so much.
Listen, it's my pleasure to have you. So,
Yeah.
how long you been doing sales, man?
Oh, I've been in hotels 7 years. I started off in Tallahassee North, man, and to tell my story is I was in radio in Valdosta, and I was driving back and forth for every day.
Wow.
And I started to miss things with the kids. So I had to get back to Tallahassee so I can be based here. It was a 3-hour round trip every day I drove. 188,000 miles I put on a car we traded in. But we were driven about what we were doing in Valdosta, but kids I was missing out on too much. And a lady by the name of Debbie gave me an opportunity to be a sales manager at the Tallahassee North Properties courtyard and a residence inn.
Gotcha.
And I was there 10 months. And they called me to come to Hotel Duval. And I was at Hotel Duval for 3 years. And then everyone said everyone has a number. And then Hotel Indigo came and got me, and I've been there ever since. So I've been at Hotel Indigo 3 years now. So doing some special things over there.
Yeah, so what do you like about that work?
Oh, that's a loaded question. I think what I like most about is helping people celebrate some of their most treasure moments with us. So we had a 7th floor up there, so a lot of people have weddings, baby showers, celebrations, even corporate events. It's just putting people in spaces that they choose to spend their special times with us. So I think that's the most rewarding part of it. Yeah. I'm not trying to toot my horn. I just think it's something that I'm good at. I think I'm good at connecting with people. I think I'm good at getting them where they need to be in a hotel room. And that's a gift that God has blessed me with. So I just found my niche, and it's worked out for us.
That's good. I mean, you want to be working in your gifts and talents.
Yeah, it's crazy because I never thought I would be in hotels. Radio was where I wanted to be.
Really?
Like we worked hard to build what we did in radio here in the city and even in the region. But at a certain point in time, you have to make some life decisions, and hotels are one. And I'm glad that it went the way it did. Really
So I'm gonna shift the radio for a moment.
Yeah.
What was the first radio show?
Oh man, that's a funny story. I don't think I ever told this. So myself and Rain Smith, DJ Rain, we used to cut demo tapes back in the day of radio, because I was driving to church one morning, and there was no live radio on Sunday morning. To me, Sunday morning is prime time for the Saints. So why don't we have something for the Saints, like a Ricky Smiley, like a Tom Joyner back then?
That makes sense.
And we didn't have it. So I got Rain. Rain's like, I'll do the music, you just do the talking. And we cut demo tapes, took it up to Cumulus. No one listened to us. Joe Bullock put it in there for 30 seconds. He's like, nah, Jay, that ain't it. So, he wasn't going to let me on 96, but so I quit. I was a manager of the Alltel store, selling cell phones and sales. Cumulus was hiring for sales people. So I quit my job. And I went to go work for Cumulus. I said, at some point, somebody's going to put me on air.
Right.
I'm going to keep asking.
Yeah.
So Jay Blaze, Blazing 102.3, gave me opportunity, and we started there Sunday mornings on Blazing 102.3. It was Blazing Inspiration at that time. I think they still have it,
Okay.
but that's where it all started.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow,
It was a fun
wow.
show. And it was me and DJ Rain, and eventually we brought Doc D in.
Gotcha.
And it took off from there.
Nice. Now, had you always had an interest in radio?
Always. 16 years old, my youth pastor used to take me to the radio station with him.
Oh.
Yeah, we used to have a Friday night show. And I fell in love with the radio there. So I always had a knack for it, a desire to do it, but never really knew how to until we got together at Rain.
And where was
this?
this?
This was Daytona Beach.
Okay.
WAPN 91.5 FM. We was on
Nice.
Fridays from 8 to 10 doing like a youth show for youth.
Wow.
It's a nonprofit Christian radio station, still going today.
Okay.
And that's where it all got started.
That's
The
where you-
love for radio, communicating with people.
Gotcha. Now, I saw recently something around a podcast that
Yeah,
you were getting ready to start, so
we
please,
are.
do tell.
What walking into this really inspires me.
Yeah.
Like what you have been able to do with Conversations with Nicole over 14 seasons.
Thank you.
I know there's a story for you to tell. But when I went into hotels, I'm there full time. I travel with that as well with my company, our ownership company. We have other hotels I travel to, and then I travel with IHG. So I'm busy. I'm super busy. So I can't do radio. So I scratched the itch doing Sundays from 11 to 2 on Hallelujah 95.3. But that's a different show than what I used to do in the afternoons.
Okay.
The one thing I loved about our show in the afternoons are the interviews we used to do. And I miss that.
Yeah.
So a couple years ago, I was like, Gerald will tell you, hey man, do the podcast, where we bring back those conversations. It wasn't the time, but wasn't the space.
Yeah.
But it's time to bring it back. And what I really want to do is talk to people, to tell stories, to talk about truth that we haven't talked about before.
Okay.
So we'll roll it out. Season 1, start shooting in the next 30 to 60 days.
Nice.
Hopefully to drop the first episode in fall.
That's exciting.
So we're looking forward to that. I'm only doing 6 shows. I don't know how y'all do what y'all do. It's it. So we got first 6 guests lined up.
Okay,
So it's gonna
cool.
be fun, man. It's long form. Let's talk. Let's tell some stuff.
Okay.
And because I think there's healing in transparency.
Absolutely.
And I think when you're in the public eye, because I was like this for so long, you're so guarded because there's so much people can come at you with. But when you are at a place where you're living in your truth and you're in a safe space, you don't mind talking about it.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to bring to the table, because people can watch and listen, not only be inspired, but be healed. Because a lot of times we're going through the same stuff. And if we can have conversations and talk through some of this stuff and let people know that you're not by yourself. I've been there. I got through it, and look where we are now.
And there's absolutely healing in that piece, right? I'm a mental health advocate.
Yes.
And so one of the things that I'm a big proponent of is group therapy or groups just period. You know, coming together as a community, people that have similar experiences can be just, I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it. It's just everything.
Yeah.
So that's great.
It's amazing. I talked to a pastor here locally. I visited his church several times. And I said one thing that popped out, and is very intentional, is that it's not only that you go to church there, but they do life together. And you can tell from the moment you walk in, to the things they proclaim from the pulpit, to the way they interact in the sanctuary, whether you're part of that church family or not, you can tell they want to do life with you. And I think that in a time of social media where everyone can go into their silos, everyone can escape, and I think now is more time than ever that we can come together and really help people move forward and help us to get out of some of the spaces that we're in.
Absolutely. Now, as a radio personality, I know, or just a personality on any of this media, people are drawn in, right?
Yeah.
And they act like they know you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When they don't really know you.
You know what I'm talking about.
I absolutely know.
Yeah.
And so how do you manage that?
It is, it's interesting because the people that are close to me will know that the Jay Green Live is a whole different than who Jay Green is. sometimes you get tired of being on. So there's a lot of scenes that I used to be on. We was building the brand of J Green Live that I'm not on anymore.
Right.
Not because I don't love the people, not because I don't love being out. It's tiring being on all the time. So I think what I love most about is when people are close to you. Those are the people that really know you. And I think there's a gift like you have that people feel like they know you, and they only really know what they see on screens.
Yeah.
And that's okay too, because I want people to be comfortable with me. I want them to feel like they know me. But the truth is that there's a very, very small group of people that really know, that have safety in that.
Yeah, for sure. So what are some of the things you're going to talk about on this podcast?
Man, listen, if I drop this guest list, it's going to blow your mind.
Really?
There's some people coming on the show, some well-known names, and there's some people that they're coming to tell some stories they've never told.
Okay.
And I'm really
so
excited about it. Yeah, because and you will understand this, and some listeners should. There is a line between truth and mess. And I'm not interested in mess. However, I'm interested in truth.
Okay.
So how can we bring the truth out and have these conversations? Because not to get deep, but we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimonies.
Yeah.
So let's tell these testimonies so we can help people get through. It's not to say look at me. It's not to say oh, woe is me, because some of these stories are going to be woo.
Yeah.
But somebody's watching. It's going to be helped.
Yeah.
Because we're telling our story, and we refuse to live in silence anymore. We're gonna tell our truth.
So stories, I do believe, compel human beings.
Yeah, don't they?
Right, and a lot of times the stories can set the captives free.
Yes.
So,
yes.
yeah,
That's all about that. It goes back to helping people, and I think that I think that what I had to find out, and I'm still trying to do this, is how do I help people and not hurt me?
Okay.
How do I help people
And not hurt you.
and not hurt me?
That's good.
So, but in that, we cannot get caught up in not helping people. I think we're all put here, especially when God has gifted us with platforms. I think it's a responsibility of us to help folks.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to do.
Okay, nice. Now, where can we find this?
We're going to launch it on YouTube.
Okay.
That's going to be
Nice.
the first one. And of course, on all social media, you'll be able to check it out there. But it's going to be a YouTube series.
Okay, cool.
We're really excited about it. It's going to
Right.
be, it's a lot of work. I got to tell you, it's a lot of
Yes,
work because you
it
take
is.
every conversation serious.
Yeah.
And I don't go in it haphazardly. We're going to have some real discussions, and I'm really looking forward to it. What becomes of it, I don't know. I got season 1 planned out.
Okay.
But
It's one season at a time.
One season at a time, one step in front of the other, and keep doing what we're doing.
So what are you calling it? Is it J Green Live?
J Green Live, the podcast. So
Okay.
we're going to keep on with the brand.
Nice.
The Sunday morning show, I should have named it something different because that's just not what J Green Live is. J Green Live was about laughs, it was about information and inspiration.
Gotcha.
And now it's just music. And, we talk about some stories and stuff like that happening in the news, but what was a key component, that 4 o'clock hour almost every day, we had somebody in there, whether it was a politician. I mean, we've had the governor, some serious cast. Every preacher that come to town would come on the show. So we've had some, and I miss that. So how do we mature that to something more than, and it's on demand. So people, back then, if you missed it, you missed it. Now you can pull it up at any time.
Yeah, at your leisure. No, that's good. That's good stuff. So I'm switching back to the hotel. So I know you've had some really notable folks stay.
Oh my God,
at both Duval, which is, we shot the show there, and at
Indigo.
Indigo. We are
that
so
too.
gracious to allow that to be our studio for a season. But I know you've had some really notable guests come through. And it looks like you take really good care of them.
I do. They to the point now they text me personally, and I'm very protective. Probably because I was in the public eye here locally, and so I know what it can be. Sometimes these guys just want to get away.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people that come to town. I never post. You never know they're with me.
Yeah.
They never know they're here.
Right.
Because I'm gonna treat them just like I treat Nicole. My sister, my brother coming
Yeah.
to town. Look out for me. Take care of me. Oh, I got you though.
Mm-hmm.
And this, I tell this, Jordan Travis, him and his family we're really close. I would try to protect him, and he wouldn't let me protect him.
Really?
Yeah, fans would come up and be trying to get autographs, and I'm 6'2" and big enough to say, hey, no, he's busy.
Right. Yeah.
But no, he'll keep doing it. So you have those people that they understand the weight and the responsibility of celebrity.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have some notable people come to town, and I'm grateful that they come stay with me. Because I mean, there's other places they could be. I mean, the AC's nice. Yeah. so if you kind of come stay with me in College Town,
right?
Because there's one A-list celebrity that I was at Duval. I left. He had his assistant call and said, I'm not there, but I can put you in touch with the people who are still there. He said, no. He said, wherever Jay is, that's where I'm gonna be.
Wow.
So wherever it is.
That's commendable.
Yeah, and that means it's more than about a hotel room. Is he gonna care for me?
Yeah.
He'll take care of me. So
how does it make you feel?
Good.
Yeah.
Good. It all goes. I tell my son this all the time. It goes back to the weight of the responsibility. Like, God has afforded us some really cool access to some really cool people experiencing some really cool things, but it's a responsibility that comes with that.
Yeah.
Because if I mess it up, I messed it up.
Yeah.
And I have it because He trusts me. So I take it serious, but I don't take it for granted either, because there's some really cool stuff.
Right.
I got some stuff in my office that's really cool, just gifts.
Yeah.
That's really cool because I got some really cool people that work with me.
Nice.
Yeah.
So if you weren't director of sales and weren't doing radio or podcasts, what would you be doing?
I have no idea. When I tell you that I am doing exactly what I think I should be doing in the earth.
That's good.
So much so, and I'll flip it, because I hate being an interviewer and you ask a question and they give you this crazy answer. Because I'm supposed to answer the question,
It's
Nicole.
all
I know.
good. Do your thing.
But
Look, as an interviewer, you never know what people are gonna say. So
yeah.
It is what it is.
Here's the problem, though. I don't know who I am outside of that.
Oh.
So in this season of my life, I'm trying to figure it out.
Okay.
Outside of professionally.
Okay.
What do you do? I don't know. I've definitely the last 3 years, I have really poured myself into the profession.
Nice.
Now that we've got it to where it needs to be, the owners of our building say, hey, let's add some more rooms. So we got some more work to do. But I'm in this season of my life trying to figure out, outside of this, what are you?
Gotcha.
So we're working through that.
Okay, I gotta ask this question.
Yeah.
Since we're in Tallahassee, since you're working with the hotels,
Yeah.
why are the rates so high during graduation and football season?
You want the real answer?
I
Because I'll
do.
give you the real answer.
I want the real
People are scared to tell the
I want the
story.
real answer. Y'all about to get the real answer.
Yeah, you about to get it.
Right now.
Because they're scared to tell it. It is a supply and demand industry, no different than you jumping on a plane, whether it's higher in Tallahassee and cheaper in Atlanta, Jacksonville, or if you buy it 2 months out, the price is different than you buy it 2 weeks out or 2 days out. It's a supply and demand industry. The problem with Tallahassee hotels is that everybody wants to be at the top. So it is almost, and we have very little to do with the pricing of the local hotels. It's on the corporate ownership level. It's above us.
Okay.
So I understand you come to town for family homecoming, you come to town for FSU home games. Parents' weekend for FSU is ridiculous. Commencement is ridiculous. I get it. So, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just telling you, if you keep paying it, it's going to keep going up. And I don't so much have problems with the hotels on my level. It's the lesser hotels that are charging $400 or $500. Like, I just saw a beg book. Like, what are we doing? Like, Like, you got ACs in the wall. What are we doing?
Oh my
Like, this is
God.
not a full service property. There's nothing special about this thing. And you charging me $600-700? Man, kicks rocks. They just know they
Right.
can do it.
Yeah.
But if you go to small communities, especially for FSU home games, and I think this is a problem with our Rattler beloveds, is that you can go to the Orange Blossom Classic and stay at a nice hotel for $150. You can stay at the JW Marriott in Miami for less than $200 for the Orange Blossom Classic, but you come to homecoming and you're $700, $800, $900 in some cases. So I get it, but if you go to a football game in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, you're over $1,000. Athens, Georgia, you're over $1,000.
Really?
Yeah. There is a friend of mine at Hotel Indigo, Tuscaloosa. When Alabama played Georgia, her starting rate was $1,500 a night with a 2-night minimum. Sold out, Nicole.
Sold out? Man, this got to be 10 of us to a room.
Come on, Doc.
Listen.
We doing like they do in the club with the tables, right? We had 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, we we going in this together.
Wow.
But they sold out. So
Yeah.
for the top of the line, I get it because you gotta pay a little more. And Tallahassee is really, they don't have enough hotels to sustain peak times. They don't. So it's getting better. There's more hotels coming. We're expanding. There's a few more hotels coming. But it's not like someone's out to get you. It's not really not. And to be honest, I think the best thing FAMU do, and shouts out to AD Suggs. We got a phone call from a very high person at FSU and said, this was, I shouldn't say this. It's conversational, I'm saying it anyway. They said this was the first time they got a phone call about how they should structure FAMU homecoming because they don't feel it's fair either. So they're trying to make sure that a FSU home game isn't the same thing as FAMU homecoming. And from a public safety perspective, I don't think it's fair either.
Because it's pulling resources.
We can't handle it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure if you talk to our friend, the sheriff, McNeil, or the police chief, they'll tell you the same thing.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they're working together. I think a couple more years, they'll get it figured out. But the hotels, I'm gonna be honest, they're gonna get what they feel like they can get. Now, the people who work with me at Indigo, they know, like, no, we don't do that. Here's what we gonna do. I can't control everybody else though.
Right, indeed. Okay. Who do you admire and why?
Ooh. Wow. Don't you hate when people say, that's a good question? But that's a really, really good question. Let me go to the broader sense.
Okay.
Who do I admire? I admire anyone that is working inside of their gift set and not looking for celebrity.
Okay.
That's who I admire.
That's a good answer.
I see it too often, and I don't know if it's the social media age we live in now, Nicole.
Probably.
But it's too many people chasing the spotlight instead of doing the work. And I've understood and learned through these years, if you do the work, the spotlight will come.
Yeah.
So anyone working inside their gift set and looking to really do the work and not chase the celebrity or the awards, that's who I admire. Specifically, other than my parents walking on water, I admire Commissioner Diane Williams-Cox.
Really? Why?
I call her auntie. Anytime she calls, I drop what I'm doing to do whatever she asks me to do. If she's in the room, I'm at her right hand. I act like I'm on staff and I'm not a volunteer or nothing. But I admire her because not only does she love the people, not only is she trying to be at everything she can be at, she still stands on her own 2 feet. And I think too often times when you're in elected positions, you can get pulled because of groups, because of money.
Yeah.
And I've seen her take votes that is just because she believes that this is right. No matter what they do, I believe that this is right for our city, for my constituents, and I'll continue to do that. So when you can stand on your own 2 feet in the public, and no matter what you say, half the people gonna be mad at you. That's why I never run for public office. I like to cuss. Like the Lord's still working on me. So I can't do it. So anyone that can do that.
Prayer,
yeah, touch and agree.
Okay.
But
Okay.
yeah.
Nice.
So.
No, I appreciate that. So since I'm talking to a DJ,
Yeah.
what's the first album you bought?
Oh man. See, I grew up in a house that you could not listen to secular music. My mother and dad called it the blues.
Oh.
Remember
was all the blues.
Yeah, it was all the blues.
Okay.
It could be.
If they wasn't talking about Jesus.
No, it wasn't. You got to
Okay.
be Jesus in there somewhere, or
Okay,
you know,
all right.
you're going to hell in Jesus'
Lord.
name. So you remember the movie Made in America?
Yeah.
We were watching that because my mom is one step from hell. No, I'm kidding. Like she's a liberal Christian.
Okay.
She loved the Lord, but she still watched her soap operas and
Okay,
you know.
gotcha.
So, but my dad, well, he was the Pentecostal apostolic, you know, Jesus or hell. So we were watching a movie and Will Smith said a word that wasn't even one of them good cuss words. It was just, you know, it was just a word. He came in and took the tape out of the VCR, that's how long it was, and slammed it on the ground and it went everywhere. Like he said, you will not play this in my house. I said, yes, sir, yes, sir. So my first tape I've ever bought was a group called Disciples of Christ. It was a Christian hip hop group.
Okay.
That was the first one I've ever bought.
Were they okay with that?
Yeah.
'Cause they said Jesus in there.
Jesus, yeah, it said
Okay,
Jesus.
okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
You know, back then, you know, a lot of people still feel like Christian hip hop is of the devil, but no, my dad he was fine with it as long as it was promoted Jesus.
Okay,
He's 86, man. My dad is.
We
he's
will
86.
take it.
Yeah.
We will take it. Okay, best advice you've either given or received.
Man, best advice is so simple.
Okay.
Be yourself.
Be yourself. Yeah, that is simple.
Believe in you. Believe in yourself.
Yeah.
But be yourself.
That's good. Good stuff.
We trying to be like everybody else. No.
Can't do it. Oh.
It's going to get you in trouble every time. Okay. And it's already at them.
Right. Only one you.
It's only one you.
Yeah.
But what makes you unique is what's going to get you to where you want to go.
Absolutely.
So be that.
Okay.
And be comfortable in that.
Be comfortable in it. Yeah. All right. Final question.
Talk to me.
What do you believe is your greater work, which would be sort of like the equivalent of your superpower?
Oh. Connecting with people. Yeah. That. Oh, I know, Jay. Yeah. That is my superpower, to be able to connect with people.
Okay.
My greatest accomplishment are my 3 kids. But my greatest superpower, that's what it is.
Wonderful. Yeah. Well, all the best with the podcast. I can't wait to hear this truth in these stories.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good. Hopefully, visually, I hope it's as good as yours, but I ain't got that kind of money. So we're gonna try to. Y'all got to come see the set, y'all. Like this, God is good.
Listen, He is all the time.
Do you ever look at like season 1 and look at season 13 and be like?
I do. I absolutely do. Listen, I sure do. I'm like, whoa, we have come a long way,
right?
We have come a long. Praise the Lord.
Yeah.
Yes. No.
Congratulations.
Thank
Because
you.
it's a lot of work.
It is.
It's a lot of work.
It is, but I love it.
Yeah,
I
you
love
and your
my
team
labor
is
of love.
amazing. Yeah.
Yes, my team is absolutely
Can't do it
amazing.
without you, can you?
Cannot do it without
Keep
the
trying to
team.
tell folks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for spending some time talking with me today.
Thank you.
My pleasure. And thank you all for tuning in to Conversations with Nicole, where we are connecting the community through conversations.